How about now? Can you hear me, Danny? Guys, let me know if the audio is working. We're going to start doing some work. So all the things tracker. Let's just run our project. All right, so I do think today we're going to go dark mode for everybody. Got to get our database up and running, which I'm using Docker. So I'm able to, yep, works now, cool. So going to use Docker to run a local MySQL instance. And MySQL is, I was told MySQL is totally compatible with PlanetScale. And so I could show the difference, but basically, if I were to attempt to use PlanetScale CLI and pipe it through my computer, it's very slow. It takes like over a second or more to do certain requests. And I have found that Dockerizing it is very fast. So we'll let that start up. I can't really start the project until then, but I'll tell you guys right now I want to add dark mode to a remix app, and then I'm going to add my Tailwind CSS theming to the project. And if you guys want to suggest certain things that pop up here, let me know if there's something specific you'd love to see in this sort of remix, PlanetScale, Prisma type Tailwind setup. I could definitely, pivot my work. But these are the things that I know need to be done right now. So embed, remix forms, package to app, and then improve areas, activities, UI, and then we need to add events. So I can talk more about what I'm going to actually do. In fact, why don't I do this a little bit bigger? Hello. Add events to database. We can zoom in a bit. And I might put on some music. So if you're watching on stream, I feel free to put on some tunes while you hang out with me. So what to play? Let's do some Lizzo. And I'll put on a station. Got a headphone for everything. We're going to switch it. All right, so let's do it. Docker should be running. So we're going to do Docker compose up. For those that are wondering how the hell I did that so fast, I do DCU, and it just runs the command that I want. So I've got a nice little talk about that. It's called Abbreviate Everything. Feel free to check that out. So I've sort of started working on some things. We're going to just improve, add activity from area. And hopefully I can push all this today and you guys can start using it. So I already have all the deployment methods set up. So PlanetScale is serving the database. I'm running a remix app through Netlify, and that's already running and working. So I really just need to build out some features and push it so people can see it. So the first thing that I want to do is Tailwind UI offers this nice little, let's see, application shell. I may be able to borrow it. If you guys aren't familiar with Tailwind UI, it's like a public, not public, it's a paid service that the Tailwind team offers. And so we are going to look at the syntax theme. So syntax, and I'm guessing it's in the root. So we're looking for navigation. Interesting. All right. Mode. Dark. I don't know what they call it. I just have to find it in the source code. So what we want, theme selector. That's probably it. So yes, light icon, dark icon. Oh, they're just doing this built in. So that's easy. Theme selector, system icon. All right, so they're just doing a use effect and they're setting a data theme attribute. Interesting. That would do the job just fine. So what they're doing with this paid service is they're giving you well-made templates that you can pull from and use however you see fit. And so that is what this is. And so yeah, it just shows like depending on the one you picked. It's a list box. List box is a headless UI thing. So let's list box headless UI. So they're offering this, yeah, it's just a select box. So if I wanted to, I could just borrow everything they're doing in my project. So theme selector, but they're not using TypeScript, so I got to play around with this and figure out what I have to change. So the one thing I already know is I tend to do React components as functional. Let's see, like this. Like variables set to anonymous functions. And what that allows me to do is I can say React.functional component. And so that gets rid of all the typing problems. React.functional component, and then that goes there. And I probably could have, check this out, if I do a macro, I can call const. I can say it's a React.functional component, my arrow function, and then I guess function, and check it out. I can then repeat the process. So this will need to be deleted, and then we'll run this, and then we'll export default. And for those that are wondering, I also have Copilot. So if you see some weird, overly helpful autocomplete, that's Copilot doing its thing in the background. So theme, what is theme? Theme.icon. Oh, interesting. So these themes use before it's assigned. Yeah, we're not supposed to do that. All right, so let's put this here. Light icon. Lies. It's not used before. Okay, we'll play around with this. So the only thing I haven't liked about generally using other people's code is that it's not TypeScript. It's not written in TypeScript. And so like all of my projects are always TypeScript. So I always have to deal with that, which isn't so bad, but it definitely takes some extra time in certain cases. All right, so selected theme is never. So we'll just do this, type theme, name, value, icon, we'll just call that variable icon is used before ever being assigned. Did I accidentally delete it? No, it's right here. Oh, well, that might help. Syntax error. All right, so that's a theme. So this is an array of themes. And then this is the selected theme is type of theme. And I could just say for now that it is a system. I think I'm going to go system first. This makes things a little bit easier. System, light, and dark. So for all you nerds that use dark mode all the time, I'm going to make you not the priority, because I've noticed that most people don't really care about dark mode, but it's always fun to be able to offer it. Theme or undefined. Okay, so what it's saying is if I can't find theme value that matches, data theme is going to return as string. Oh shoot, as string. Yeah, see, this is always the fun part. Is the find might not actually return. So let's just say data theme, and we will find. And if that isn't found, if data theme, then we will set it. And we'll probably get rid of all that. So we do the find like that. That's fine. I mean, I'm just trying to fix typing errors basically. And then this one needs class name. So what, are we generally just including class name? Icon base. So here's a fun thing that I like to do. I like to take the React component type and I like to extend it. So what this means is this is a React component, and we're going to take a React SVG props of an SVG element, which is this guy, and we're literally just saying any prop that you give this, it will work here. So that's great. That's easy. It works for us, and we can repeat that. So I could just say, I could just repeat this. It's not a big deal. So we'll yank till equal sign, and I think I need to do that. And for those Vimmers, this is a huge tip. Hopefully this helps someone that's using Vim. When you copy something like this, when you cover text, and if I were to hit P, what it's going to do is it's going to paste from the register, because previously when I did that, it copied to the default buffer. So when you yank and paste things in Vim, it creates like this buffer that you can then pull from and paste values in. And so when you explicitly yank something, so for me, that was taking this R, selecting all of it, and then hitting Y, and so Y yanks it. Now it always is available with, if I do these things, what is it? It's like muscle memory. I got to think about it for a second. Yeah. So under the registry, I can do quote 0 is the registry, and then I can do P. So what this is the first tick is selecting which buffer I want. And I say buffer interchangeably. I guess you could call it a registry. But anyway, everything that you're copying with the yank command ends up in this place. So if you do tick 0p, what it does is every time you yank something, it will always live in 0 until you replace something, the next thing. If you yank something else, it'll always be replaced with 0. But what that does is if I want to do the default P, it's not going to work. But if I do this command, it's always going to work. And so what that means is in practice, if I go to 40 and I go to this, and I do the same thing, well, that was not going to work this time. Trying to explain it. It's kind of hard to explain and do at the same time. So that works. I guess I'm done. I don't think there's anything more I need to do. But yeah, so that's a way of repeating. You can overwrite the default registry for pasting in the P command, but you can also save things. And so 0 is one of them, but then 1 and 2 and 3 are also stored as well. And I have Keycaster. Maybe we can pull this up for you guys. Can we see this okay? Let's move this over a little. So what I can do is I can do tick 1p. So that's one thing. Oh, this isn't going to work as well. And then 2p, 3p. And so these can be, I believe you can save these as registries. You can like save them and reuse them, which I don't do too often, but I do reach for the 0 quite a lot. So let's just see. I have a root, and in my root, I have this general layout. I think we're going to just start in the index file. So got this header logo, and then I got this theme selector. And it won't completely work yet, but I just kind of want to see if I haven't broken anything. I'm guessing I haven't installed headless UI yet. So we should probably... Oh, there it is. Okay. So we have headless UI. We have our theme selector now. I'm using Flexbox, so these things should work fine. I think I got to wrap these in a div so it plays nicely. And... guess we got to start the project. There it is. Oh, interesting. It is freaking out on me. So we've got our theme selector. And now this guy needs its own Flexbox. Flex items. All right. Gap. Let's figure out what it's doing. Oh, here it is. It's way down here. All right, so we don't want that. Wonder if there's some positioning I need to change. Typically, it might mean Tailwind isn't compiling all of this code correctly. But I am curious about this guy. Not dark system block, hidden. So it's living down here. It's doing its own thing. If I hit dark, light, dark. Okay, so the icons are changing. And then my second guess is in this project layout, we're going to have this theme selector, and then up here, so there's actually a document file in Next.js. This is a Next.js app that we're referencing. There's this theme script. Oh boy. So I probably won't do it this way. I'll probably implement it differently. There's some sort of inline JavaScript. Holy smokes, guys. They are going just like super deep. All right, so what should we do then? I think we'll just do it differently. Wonder if anyone else has already done it. Remix, dark mode. When in doubt, right? Dark mode with remix. Hey, he's got a complete guide. Let's see what he's up. Without a toggle, native switch, closing initial state, remembering user's choice. So he's doing the CSS variable approach. I like it. He's changing style sheets based off of the choice. Yeah, so we're going to use Tailwind. So here's his way of doing it. He uses a theme provider through Remix. I am totally okay with that. I just want to include system with this as well. Use theme provider. Yeah, I'm going to do the class-based thing. So this is the same approach I'm going to take. Now feel free to ask questions, you guys. Excuse me, you guys are really quiet. It doesn't even have to be specifically related to exactly what we're doing this very second. A couple people watching, cool. Let's see what he has to say. So I'm pretty sure I know where the rest of this is going. So you just export it in dark mode. And this is, just going to work. So initial state from user preferences. I could put this on user settings on the actual user object. And I'm thinking about it. Because I'm going to do everything remix way, the remix way, which is, let's go back to the project. Index. So we've got this user. And so we can use optional user. And if that user has an object, the user object currently is coming from Prisma. So Prisma is just ID, created at, updated at. So what's cool about using a session, and I don't know if I'll save it directly on the session itself, but I can save it on the user and then store it like locally. Then if you go to a different computer, but you already told me you want dark mode, it would also work there. So kind of a cool benefit feature. So you don't have to choose which mode you want every time you go to a new device or a new browser or whatever. So that's one idea. But first we have to make sure we get our plan. So server returns null, client. Yeah. So he's also going to mention down here, see, he's doing that too. Client theme code, and then he's just got this raw JavaScript, and then he dangerously sets it. I don't know, maybe we do it this way. TypeScript, for sure, is my answer. My favorite language, great question. Mostly just because I'm incredibly productive with it. It may not be the best language ever invented, and technically JavaScript is the language of TypeScript, right? But I get so much work done, and I get paid a lot of money, as a developer doing TypeScript full time. So, got to give a lot of credit to TypeScript. But I've been playing around with Golang a little bit, which I really am finding enjoyable. I also kind of want to learn some Rust. I've done some low-level stuff a little bit with some of my favorite packages, but I don't really know what's going on in Rust very often because there's so much extra code involved. And last weekend I did some Bash scripting. So I'm always touching different languages, but I tend to reach for JavaScript and TypeScript the most. All right, so they're saying session, yes. So what they're saying is I could put the session, I could put the theme on it. So where is he actually doing that? So we have theme, session secret, theme storage. Okay, so he's just setting it on. My remix theme. So I already have sessions involved. So we could just add to it basically. Session get theme. Oh, I see. So he's session set theme. So he's just setting it as a key value on the session, which is basically, would be a good solution for me. And then he's using his provider. And this is the tricky part, is getting it to not flash. And I guess that's why they're doing the dangerously injecting JavaScript directly into the logic here. Set theme. And this isn't like the most exciting feature, so I kind of don't want to spend more than another maybe 20 minutes on it for those interested in sticking around and seeing what else we're up to today. Specified theme. All right, so now he's got his provider. Yeah, and he just includes it. SSR theme. So what I tend to do, and what seems to be really cheap and easy, is just putting it on local storage. So I know he's doing it cookie-based. Perhaps I could do cookie-based just to not create any significant complications to the feature right now. But we're just going to kind of reference this. So the thing I want to do, we've done that. Store value. So I really just, I'm going to end up putting a layout file on the outside of the application so that it always, oh, interesting. It's like centering it on the screen. I only need to put this in one place. But yeah, here's a sample. And he has it here. So perhaps I just missed, for those that aren't big CSS people, absolutely positioned objects can work with a relative item. And so if I have this theme selector here, I might be able to just say relative. And that relative, the positioning on the parent element will, boom, put it right there. So there we go. That was what was wrong. I have a feeling if we pivot to my theming piece of work that I need to do, that this will all fall together nicely later. So we may or may not do that. And I might just do local storage for now, and let's just see how cheap and simple session server. So my session server, get session, get user, require user, create user session. So I haven't really, I'm using some remix code. You want to be chill? Dude, we're just being chill. I got the radio voice and I got the radio mic, so I'm sure that's adding to the calm vibes. Speaking of calm vibes, we need to play some music, don't we? I kind of want to give you guys music, but I don't know. I can't play this kind of music. But it'll get me a little bit more peppy, if that's a word. Sure. Let's create a station. Check it out. I can put this little guy up here. And it tells me what song's playing. So that's kind of fun. I may make a YouTube video on that soon, if anyone's curious. And I can also skip. But yeah, put on some music if you're chilling with me. All right, so we're not going to deal with session. We're going to leave that alone. We are also not going to mess with that. We're not going to mess with that. I mean, the easiest thing to do right now is just make utils. Dude, Darius, welcome, Malcolm. All right, so let's just make a local storage.ts. So for those that want to know how this works, I tend to just do this sort of thing. I abstract local storage into its own component, just in case I want to swap the local storage stuff for session or something like that. It's super easy. So we will get theme equals, and check this out. It literally just does it for me. This is Copilot. For those that are like, how the heck did he just do that? It's just Copilot. So we'll get theme, we'll set theme, and we'll see if Copilot knows how to do it. And it does. So pretty cool. Set theme. So we're going to actually move this to theme.ts. So you're telling me to listen to Darius, aren't you? I didn't misread your message. Let's go. Oh, dude, I just listened to this album today. Literally this album. So we can listen to it again. But if you want to know, if we want some house music, maybe we should just put on some house music. And we'll just play his essentials. Let's do it. All right, so I've got my get theme and my set theme, and I've abstracted it out to this component. And so now all we'll do is on my theme selector, we have system light and dark. I actually do need to find a way to look at system. So system is sort of its own thing, right? The browser needs to detect which dark or light mode has been set by the operating system, and then you can read. So I actually have a thing where I can I have this dark mode and then I have light mode, and I can switch. Sorry, it's going to hurt your eyes. Dark mode. And I can actually do it with a keyboard shortcut too. So that's kind of fun. So I would probably leverage that if I was to get this feature fully working. So let's just get theme. So we can call a function here. I guess I need to find it just like I did before. So what we'll do is, I forgot I need to get rid of that file. So because this is all going to be abstracted out, we do need to put it all in one place. So it's all going to live here in one place. We can export type of theme. Sometimes I do exports at the bottom of the file like this. Other times I can just export directly. But I don't know. It's kind of up to you. Okay, so now that we have, I don't know if I like this yet. So the one thing about all this is perhaps we could just put all this in theme selector. Sometimes you just got to pivot, right? We pretty much know every single piece of logic is going to happen on this. So get theme is not as useful as returning a string. We need to return theme. Okay. Hopefully you guys are following me. I know I'm sort of moving code around, but sometimes that's just the best thing to do. Because I really like there's this concept called the single responsibility principle. And the main idea is you want one area of your code to do one thing. You don't want to have it do lots of things. And so that's why, I don't know, I tend to shift things around until that feels right. So I guess we've decided through a little bit of experimentation that these are going to just be variables. And this needs to live way below. Okay, so this was we're already here. So we'll remove theme. We'll remove that for now. So getting the theme. All right, so now we got this chicken versus the egg scenario. I'll put the type on top. We've got our themes here. We've got these icons that need to be called first. And then I had that find this thing. I think the get theme is just going to find the thing from the array. Let's just do something like this. So I'm experimenting with both platforms, Jamie. So I have streamed on Twitch before, but I'm getting a lot more interest in YouTube. Like I'm getting lots of subscribers and stuff. So I think I'm going to try YouTube more. But if you want Twitch, let me know. Just say, okay, go to Twitch. I want to be there because I know people like that platform more. And Raphael, I see your question, man. I am using code on completion. I know it's a kind of an unfortunate name. This is what I'm using to be effective with Vim and language servers. So this is what I'm using. Let's see. I don't know if I have to learn how to comment. Perhaps not. YouTube. Dude, this is a great song. Nice. I like this song. Sweet. All right, so we need to find theme. So I'm just going to sometimes I got to do this to do. Get local storage item. If not, use system theme. If not found, use light theme. Yeah, sure. So we know I could, no, I can't save the whole object. I just got to save the key. So we just need to get this code to work right. That is not right. This really only has to run once. And when I select a theme, set attribute data theme. Okay, so they're setting a data attribute. I don't really want to do that. This is always a weird thing. I've done this so many times now, but like just having to deal with all this. Let's see. Oh yeah, whoever's wondering. Boop. Trippy. I can see myself. All right, so trying to remember, I've already done this with a package. I guess I should just read my own source code, shouldn't I? So apps, my website. think it's going to be here. So this is HTML. Oh, I know what it is. All right. So in the app, I have my theme provider, which is exactly what we've been talking about today doing. And it's class-based. And so this theme provider comes from Next themes. And so it's sort of a Next.js focused thing, but I can't imagine the source code is all that complicated. Next themes. And what I haven't announced yet or talked about today is we're not going to do light and dark mode. We're going to do, yes, we're going to offer those, but what I'm wanting to do, if I can get to it later, is like have a retro mode and have a cyberpunk mode and have a like, you know, like tweak the CSS and the colors a bit so that you have all these sort of personalized options. So that would be very cool. That's the direction I want to go with this system. So I've used this before. It's already starred. And dark mode in 2 lines, prefers color scheme. I wonder if this would work both server side. So this wouldn't work as well, like remix themes. Let's see if we get lucky and someone created a similar project for themes. Perfect dark mode with a few lines of code, system settings, automatically update, no flash on load, read the examples. I say we do this, guys. Now I still have to tie it. Yeah, theme provider. So we still have to tie it. But I think I could trust some open source code. There's already a couple dozen people that like it. So here's their example. And he's got, so those that don't know, the root file for under app root is sort of like the base file for the Remix app. So he has his styles. He's got his session server. So this is theme session resolver. That's the thing I haven't written yet. So he's already written it for me. Or it's in this example. Get theme. The loader just gets the theme. So basically what this means here is in the root of the application, it will always load this on the server side through the session. And then here you use theme, and the theme has to be set here as data theme. And so you sort of got this optional thing going on here. So let's just do it. We'll try to do this. Hopefully I can get this done in another few minutes, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Let's go. So I might as well just install it. I think he's got a demo here, yeah. So those that want to know my Tmux workflow, let's go into that for a few minutes. This is Tmux and NeoVim. And I can detach from Tmux. So Tmux is now not running, or it's running, but it's I'm not connected to it. So I can go to my repos. I can clone this Remix theme project. And then check this out. I can CD into Remix themes. And now I have this tool that allows me to look up every directory I've ever been in on my computer. So take a screenshot if you want. And it's going to do it by order of most recent and most used. So if I just type in this Remix themes, it's now there. It creates a Tmux session. And the root of the project is the repo. And so that is just a very, very useful tool for me. And I can switch. So if I want to open up my dot files, I can now run a new session in Tmux just by running that command. So something I'm excited about. I think it works really well. It makes me like hyper productive, jumping around so quickly and easily. So we're just going to literally open up the demo code. I believe I just have to download Remix themes. So what we'll do is we'll go back to our project, npm install Remix themes. I still want my theme selector, so that's good. It's still got a purpose. Save changes, yes. And then we got our root. And so this root demo, he literally just takes this theme provider. He gets the theme through the loader, so that's fine. So there is a loader already. And what we're going to do is we're going to add theme to it. And what is theme actually? Theme is any. Oh, let's import all this. Theme selector resolver. Oh boy, what is this? What am I missing? Oh. So he's doing it through his session server. So session server. And I've already got a session server. So we'll just literally 98. Let's move that to the top. So this session theme offers this session resolver. Easy enough. And then the styles I'm not really worried about. This we need to copy over. Feel free to ask a question, guys. You're being really quiet today. I know you guys are hopefully learning something. Let's see. So did I actually get theme comes from here? What does get theme return? Oh, does he not have? He wrote his in TypeScript. We take the requests, we ask for this session resolver on the theme. Is it just supposed to be any? Because that's no good. Let's see if he... Yeah, he's returned it as any. Alright, so then we create the session resolver. We create sessions cookie. All right, so I'm not that worried about any. I don't like using any because it's not very strict. So generally wouldn't be the most type safe solution, but you know, we can make it work. All right, so my theme comes from use theme. Interesting. And then he's got the use loader data. I don't know if he's actually using... Oh, it's this one. Prevent flash. So again, he's offering all these handy little tools for us. So apparently it's meta. I probably want this UTF-8. Okay, fine. Theme color, viewport, prevent flash links. He put that above. I don't think the source order matters too strongly, but we do want to make sure we have everything here that he has. And then the live reload thing, I should probably do that. And then his provider. So is he actually calling it anywhere? App with providers in the root. I don't understand. Why is this here? Action set theme. Oh, interesting. So action / set theme. Is there something extra he's doing? So there's a server, client. Yeah, so I think I got to move this. So we'll copy dir, action, and we'll put this in all the things tracker, app, routes. Oh, come on. Why do I always do this wrong? All right, we got to copy directories. Or I can just cheat. Repos. All the things, app, routes, actions, set theme. So whatever this was, it was important. And it's probably, oh, it's not going to be in version control. Comes from session server, and this is wrong import. There we go. Now the real question is, how is the session actually set? Is it something that can manually be called? Oh, what is this one? Cannot be declared exported function default. Oh, interesting. So he's calling this and setting it up. Check this out, guys. He's calling this app and setting it up, and then he's default exporting the same exact thing with this small amount of code. I actually like that. That's a nice little pattern. So export default function app with providers. And so what that means for us is we just want this to just be app. And so we then call app here. So don't know if someone else caught that before me, but pretty helpful pattern. And then, oh, let's not do that. Let's see if we broke anything. How about that? It already was complaining. Theme session resolver is not defined. Where? In root. Did I give it a bad? Oh, I have run into this issue before. Get theme. Oh, interesting. So get theme is not defined. All right, a little bit of debugging. So when we run this get theme, we can actually get theme session. Get theme. All right, so what's that about? Async await request. Perhaps I have to initialize it somehow. There is a small chance that create cookie session storage is incompatible with what I've already set up. I feel like we're this close. I think we're like moments away from getting this to all line up. So console log, get theme. What is happening? Theme is not defined. Get theme. It's a function. It's right there. I don't believe I called it wrong. We can try this. Oh, let's restart it. Because I added that new package, I'm going to guess it sort of understood what was going on, but not completely. Okay, what's up? Oh, it's returning null. Get theme is not defined, but it is defined. All right. So get theme returns theme, dark or light or null. Oh boy. Bro, your code's not working. What did we miss? This sure seems like the same thing we did, although his session server. Let's just go here. Session server. Oh, that secret's going to be bad. That's one thing. Because see, look at mine. Session storage. See, I call it session, and I use environmental variables, which I highly recommend for everybody here. Use environmental variables. And then the user session key, yeah, is set that way. So then this one, create cookie session storage. Do I need to do anything but call it? Oh boy, it's always so complicated doing this, such a simple feature. We will just not finish this on stream if I can't get this working soon. I think I said 20 minutes ago and it's been like 40 minutes. So let's do this. Check this out. I can... how do I want to do this? I want to stash it. And we'll call this theme selector. And we will just generally not deal with it right now. All right. So I tend to do stuff like this. I just kind of say, this got really complicated really fast. Might use mix theme. All right, so let's just give that a save. So that's theme. I might use remix theme, but I'm finding it to be a lot for such simple feature. I like to just do this, kind of comment on the work I've been doing. We are storing it. We did integrate, kind of. So I find that sometimes the not most important feature ends up spending more time than the more important features. That's just something that I've run into before. So I'll show you the next part. This is pretty straightforward. We are going to do this Tailwind theming. And so the way that I've done that, let's see, we'll kill this. I'm going to restart it. And then we got this Tailwind file. So here's our cool little project that we want to build. Let's see. Feel free to ask more questions, chat. Or if you want to jump into a different feature that I'm not specifically doing right now, we could look at Prisma. We could do database stuff if someone's more interested in that. But I have this jam project. And I think it's PMPM. Run dev filter UI. Turbo's right there. Yeah, UI, it's right here. Package. Guess we'll just start them all up. Oh no! Filter. There we go. All right, so this is my little project. My website's coming together nicely. Check this out, a little second brain action. It's kind of this new concept of personal knowledge management. It kind of has a lot to do with this way that I do note taking. But the main thing we want are these icons. Check out all these colors. So I have like call to action colors, which is this orange, and then we have primary colors, which is blue in this case. Light mode, dark mode, I was sort of playing around with these icons. And then I have like success, error, warning. But notice that I'll actually show off the layout. So I have like this footer, which I think is pretty clean and nice. White mode and light mode and dark mode both work. And I didn't have to write extra code to make it work both ways. So that's what we're going to borrow from. And there may be a YouTube video about this concept, and so I'll definitely be sharing that once I kind of finalize the design pattern. But for the hackathon, I definitely want to write less CSS, and so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to look at the UI's Tailwind. And we're going to copy that and paste it here. And we're going to make the content be the content. And so what I've done is I've said var color primary 50, color primary whatever. And the more important pieces are these defaults and these subtle. So default is just like the main color. So you want to use the primary color, just do like text primary, and it'll just show that color. If you wanted like a background color on top of it, I'll just quickly explain how this works. So in icons, if you want like this lighter kind of red color behind it, all that I have to do is ask for the color in subtle. And so when it goes into dark mode, it's also subtle, but notice that this dark color, it's like a really dark red, right? And versus this one is a really light red. And so I have to have a way of setting those. And so the second piece of this is the styles CSS file. No, that's not it. Input. So input.css has this root, and root is like literally the root of, just like Remix's root, it's the root of a CSS. So it's a way of selecting like all CSS, please. And you can inject these are called CSS variables. And these have been around a couple years on most major browsers. And so this is cool, right? Like black and white even kind of does what you think it's going to do. And then down here in the dark mode, what I do is I overwrite the CSS variables, with, the opposite color. So like the primary default color, instead of being primary 600, it's primary 400. So it's a lighter version of the color so that it stands out on dark mode better. And then the same with like all the neutral colors, error, success, warning, all of that. And these colors will probably change. But for now, I just kind of want to transfer this over. So we will take that input and CSS app styles Tailwind. I do think I need input, and I guess perhaps I don't have input set up yet, which is interesting. I don't know why. Package CSS is generating with no input. UI Tailwind. Yeah, so see this one I'm using the CLI library. All right, so these guys are using also the CS library. Oh, and the output. Okay, so there's no input, so we'll just add it. Styles. Oh, app. I think we'll just put it here. Input.css. And so we'll do something like this. App input output is app styles Tailwind. And we'll just replace that. All right, so that should do it. I think that's all I have to do. In fact, I'm going to guess that the project is going to look different. Yes, it does. So I made some basic assumptions that are, well, wrong. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple pretty things. This is my color picker. It's called Pika. I can snatch some colors up if I want. And I do, please and thank you. And then I like to use Color Hexa, which is just like a website where if you give it a color, it will give you lots of other colors to work with. So they'll give you complementary and triadic colors and all of that stuff. So what we'll do, these don't really need to change much. I think they're the way that I want them to be. What we do want to change is the primary color choices. So the primary color for now, we'll make it be this pink color, D17. And so I'll just sort of, now I'll just sort of say that this is the middle guy. Where's the D7? Oh, it's the middle one. Oh, interesting. It's actually coming out as a different color in my color picker. Okay, that's fine. So I might like... let's see... make it slightly darker. Ugh, I need to remember it's copying that. So that's B. And then sort of play around with this. So the way the hex codes are going is just a NeoVim extension. So you can add plugins to NeoVim, and I have one of them that reads the source code and tries to detect hex colors. And then I have this terminal emulators called Alacrity, and Alacrity can render any hex code you give it, which is nice. So it's just sort of a combination of those two things that makes it work. So we will go 9.4. 9.4, and we'll give it this like darker color. So something like that. It's not perfect, and if you've already can tell, my color thing isn't very quick. Kind of gets all screwy when you start changing the colors. So there is a VS Code extension for this. If you aren't doing this in VS Code, like go find the color show hex color. I think they can detect all sorts of other colors as well. So definitely check that out if you haven't yet. All right, so let's go back to color hexa. And what am I at? I'm at 400. So we'll, come on. This guy. I might go a little bit higher. So this is E8. We'll just go here. We'll go like here. And I've actually seen another tool which we can kind of, maybe we'll cross compare and see if my solution's better than some of the other ones out there. Sort of hand picking colors. This might actually blow some of your minds because I know that this stuff is sort of tedious sometimes. So let's see. Craft, Tailwind theming. So I already got all these ideas. I think it's just going to be, all right, so some awesome Tailwind. So this is a pretty cool project. They have all sorts of things that are useful. Tailwind theming. No, this isn't it. Tools. Check this out. We can literally give it our main color and it'll generate all of them for me. You just watched me do all this. Yeah, so Command G. That's a good question. Anyway, so this might be more helpful. We're just sort of playing around with, yeah. All right, so then I'll do that. I'll do Pika. We're going to get this exactly right, and we'll just use this tool for now. Pika. This guy here is the D8. Is that what we used here? No, we didn't. Remove. Copy. All right, so we have a question about LazyGate. Yes. So, dot files. My Alacrity file. Alacrity lets you set custom key bindings. And so if we go to G, we're going to see that if you hold Command and you hit the letter G, it runs these characters. And all this /x02 this is just a hex code for Control B, right? If you're a Tmux user, you should know that Control B is typically the default. I think you can change it, but it's a prefix. And so all I'm doing, and I have a whole video on this. You're welcome to check it out. Oh, YouTube. That's me. I have this one on. Where is it? It's the one not showing. So I have this Mac OS keyboard shortcuts for Tmux, and this is this whole video on how this works. It's kind of long, but I go through the entire dot file and explain kind of how I set it up and how to create your own custom keyboard shortcuts. So check that out for sure. Give it a like, please. Let's just go ahead and give us some colors. So this is the next one. Nice little color palette. And then we'll need some sort of simple. I'm still gonna use my website. I've been using this website for years. I'm just really used to it. So if we wanted like the opposite, or maybe like a nice blue. I guess I'll play out the colors more when I have them. Yeah, glad it helps. Seaweed, nice. This color's called Seaweed. And then let's give this guy a little copy. And I'll show you guys macros. So in like the next few minutes, I'll show you how macros work. We can convert all this text into the format that we want very easily with Vim. If you're not a Vim person, this might be one of those things that gets you like into wanting to learn Vim. Because I do recommend to most people, I recommend you learn programming for a little while 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever it is for you, and then start to learn Vim. I do not recommend, if you don't know how to code, to start learning Vim and learning how to code at the same time. But once you've gotten your feet kind of on solid ground and you have a sense of what you're doing in the actual code, at least to some degree, then definitely start learning Vim. And I'll have more videos coming out soon about my whole workflow. All right, so we're thinking the pink is like a primary color, the yellow is like a secondary sort of color, and then I have my alert and success colors, which are red and green. That's important to me. And then perhaps we can just kind of bring this cayenne color in. Fish boy, that's funny. Fish boy. And so what we'll do is we'll create a config code, and what that ends up doing, let's switch back to my project. Primary, CTA, uncommon, neutral, success warning. Yeah. So what this ends up doing, which I find kind of entertaining, is it creates this. Now, this isn't that useful for us in this format. We need to change it to the CSS format. And so we'll generally, we'll grab all these. We know that they're primary colors now, and I will, excuse me. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to create a break here, and we're going to do something called a macro. So I'm going to hit QQ to start recording. So you see at the bottom, I'm pointing at something you can't see. Down here, you can see recording at Q. And so literally all I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate this line of code. I'm going to try to match it, but I'm going to try to do it with as few keystrokes as possible. So what we're going to do is space, space, dash, dash, color, primary, and then we'll go to the quote and we'll delete it, and then we'll go to the next quote and we'll delete it, the next quote, delete it, delete the tick and add that, and then go to the beginning of the next line. That is an important part. And so when I hit Q, it's going to stop recording, and if I repeat it, it's going to repeat the process. Oh no, it did not work. False alarm. So one thing about macros that will get you. I think my QQ was bad. All right, so we're gonna color, primary, yeah. So now I can just hit at Q, at. I can even do for at, and it literally just boom does it. So now that I have the format, we've decided. I don't know if we decided for sure that, and so that's saved as a it's saved as a macro on the letter Q. And so I can now reuse that for the rest of this work that I need to do. So we have this error. So that's this red, and that's going to go here. And I know that you may be like, Josh, it's going to show up as primary, and you're right, it is. So we're going to do all of them. And I'm just going to select them, and I'm just going to do a substitution command. So I'm going to say primary should be error, and I'm done. So this is like the power of Vim. This is what makes Vim so fun and cool and easy to work with. Now, the one thing I haven't done yet is I do need primary. I need like this guy. So the default is going to be 500 and the subtle's 100. That's fine. And so this is CTA change till dot primary. All right. So we're going to do that, and we're just going to repeat the process for all of them. So these errors, we like the errors. The errors are nice. I need to delete these when I'm done. And I need to sort of mark the one that I I'm currently working on. So like success. So we're just going to literally repeat ourselves. So let's do it 9 more times, please. And this becomes primary success. Yeah. I'm a snake. Anyone know that reference? All right, so we got success and neutral. Anyway, I guess we're going to call this yellow warning, but it is, I don't know. I kind of want feedback. Anyone who has a design eye. These are sort of general colors we could work with on the color wheel. Maybe the purple is like some sort of standout color, because I know purple and yellow are sort of, they play with each other kind of well. I do notice the yellow's not here. So if we really wanted to, we could, where's my yellow? Look at what yellow has to offer. So like this cyan kind of color here, or this purple color, or maybe even just this, I don't know. I just haven't played around with it too much yet. So we're going to kind of start with pink. I don't know. I don't really like that. It doesn't really matter. I could just play around with it over time and see what I like. But I tend to, as you can tell from the naming of these colors, I tend to focus on, I want a color to, like a certain color within a certain spectrum, be for a certain purpose. So like a green color will be for success. That rule could be broken sometimes, but generally as a developer, you don't have to think about it much if you're building UI and you get a sense of these general, more abstract names. You don't have to think about like color blue 500. Instead, you just say color primary. And then if later you want to change primary from blue to green to purple to whatever color you want, you don't have to make any changes to your UI code, like the actual HTML and the implementation of Tailwind classes. You just change it, right? And at this point, you just change it from the root. And what I haven't shown you yet is in order to make a custom color, you just do this. So this dark guy just does this. But if we wanted to swap green for red and red for green and purple for pink, and we do all of that, we could literally just create like, let's see, I guess it's going to be like this, like my theme. And that's all you have to do. And so if you say my theme and you change these, so we could just be like, this one is success, right? If we just wanted to be kind of crazy with it. Then now anywhere you use the primary color, it's now that color when you select that theme. And all you have to do is in the HTML tag, you just set the name of this class. So like this is .myTheme. In fact, you can put this class anywhere in your project. So we could have like a theme display picker, like some big visual thing with cards, and you could just put the specific theme class name in each of those sections on a grid, and it would render all of them with different colors. So it's really powerful, and I'm excited to build this little app, and I want to either, I don't know yet if I'll put it in like the database, which I could, so that people could just sort of pick and choose their own colors, but not everyone's a designer, and so you kind of have to be careful if you're going to hand off that sort of control, because they can end up making the app look really ugly or illegible, and that would be bad. So I will transition to something like that with the grain of salt. But we know this is warning, so let's just go ahead and finish what we're doing. Sweet. Warning. Okay. So now the main thing I need to do, which I haven't done yet, I guess I haven't really set the uncommon color. We've got primary. Perhaps we make the pink the call to action. And again, just sort of get to just say I want to replace primary with CTA, please. And we can set the primary color as like this pretty little cyan. I think it'll be nicer if there's like a, I tend to make blue my primary color. It's not a requirement, of course. Let's 9. Oh. Done. Those were already primary, so I didn't have to do extra work. And we will just sort of get rid of that. Now, this won't all work nicely the very first try. Let's see if I have any syntax errors. I don't think I do. All right, so what we'll do, let's make sure we got our subtle defaults all set. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and say that I create color theme thanks to this little project. Let's see. And then I do need to now update some of my stuff here. It's not a big deal. We'll just button. So instead of primary, we're going to see like background slate, background blue. So I think I didn't create this button component. I'm not a big fan of it. It's not going to be that. It's going to be root. No, index. And I think this is blue, so we're going to say primary. And so when we say primary, instead of, so background primary on hover, we do primary 100. So this is the part that I might have to abstract as well, but it's fine for now. Oh, they changed the color of the text. All right, so let's just kind of get rid of all this for now. But check it out. So now we said primary. Oh, come on. Primary outline inspect. Primary, solid primary, solid slate. All right, let's figure out why this isn't working. Type solid. I'll probably rewrite all this anyway. Variant starts as solid. All right, so the variant's already solid. Primary. Why is this not playing nice? Color any. Variant style, variant color, base. Primary. Is there something spelt wrong? All right, well, I'll play around with this more. What we'll really start doing is creating some more solid UI. Yeah, see, all these colors are now sort of broken. So we might do a search and replace on the whole project. I can show you guys what I'm building. Haven't quite done that yet. So what is this? Theme, colors, slates. I might keep this. Import, no, it's a require. What is it? All right, we're going to go to another project. I used to do it a different way. Oh, Siri. No, Siri. There's my require. Colors, slate. I just want to kind of bring back slate. Oh no. What happened? It's freaking out. Oh, I must have had a syntax error, so it freaked out. Oh, there you go. Now it's playing nice. Finally. So we're viewing notes. So I'll show you how this works. I might just extend. Can I extend? Or is it extends? I always forget. So what we're going to do is theme extend. All right, fine. All right, let's choose some more music. Music. That was good. That was fun. I liked that one. Got any other music recs, people? We just go to a similar artist. I don't have too much in my inbox right now. You can see my taste in music. There's Lizzo. This is super good. Let's just play that for now. All right, cool. I guess we'll do her next. Big fan of Rosebuds. I got to meet her a few weeks ago. Play next. It's so bright. All right, so sort of got my colors back. It's not like super ugly anymore. There we go. It's back. So this is a all the things tracker. So I'll give you my short pitch for those that are hanging out. This is for the hackathon. It's open source. Malcolm, if you're still here, I'm happy to split the winnings if you want to spend some time with me on this project. But I basically have these areas of your life like laundry, volunteering, house chores, car maintenance, film. There's going to be other areas, and they're sort of up to you. You can come up with whatever you want. So if I have like car maintenance, I have activities that I need to do to maintain my car. And so one of them is like tire rotations, or rotate tires. That's the activity. And it's not very good UI yet, so I kind of have to manually ask for some more things. So I also do wash car. I also have oil change, get oil change. So they're kind of like tasks, but they're really just reoccurring things in your life that are focused on specific areas of your life. So like these are the 3 that come to mind where it's like, yeah, I have my car maintenance. There's all these things related to my car. I don't think about it every day, but I also don't feel like putting it in I don't really use a to-do app too much. I mostly live inside of here now. And so with that being the case, I don't know, I just don't feel like putting some arbitrary thing in a to-do list app because they're ugly. Right? Most to-do apps anyway. Like, wow, it's so pretty to have a list of checkboxes. And that's not what I want to build. So the main goal I have, and you can take my ideas. This is all open source. This is all sort of hackathon a thing. So feel free to do this too. Is there's a service called Unsplash, and I'm sort of borrowing from Craft. So Craft lets me create a cover image. And so if I want to create a cover image from Unsplash, they have this very pretty little pop-up that lets you search whatever images you want. And so we'll just do like streaming. And so like, boom, this one's pretty cool, right? And so it's just a free publicly available image. And it is you end up referencing whose picture this is and all that. But my main idea, PFL, this is another project I'm working on. You can create like tiles, kind of like this. I'm not trying to steal their idea exactly, but I want to do something similar. So I want to have sort of big tiles with really nice imagery that gives you an idea of like all of these different areas of your life. And then below it, tire rotations, car wash, below all of that, it'll just be like the last time you got an oil change was 6 weeks ago, right? And then if I have time, I'll configure it so that I'll be like, how often do you expect to do this? And so around that time, like every 6 months, I want to get an oil change. Okay, well, 6 months from the last time you told me you did it, I can send you an email. I can just make it really, really obvious on the home screen of the UI. And I want to break up the application. Right now it's broken up by areas, but the bigger goal will be to break it up by week, month, quarter, or year, and they'll just be separate views. So if it's the beginning of the month, you can open up your month view, and you can see like, I need to get my car registered. That's one that I need to do. So car register car. So I register the car every year in February. And so I don't need a recurring to-do app task to do that. And I don't really know how to put it in my actual calendar app in a way that I'd actually recognize it and notice it. So I want to create like a monthly view or a weekly view. And so that week you can see what you've done recently or what you expect to be doing again. You know, it's sort of this recurring thing. I think the hardest part so far about the application as an idea is how would people input that they've done it? It would have to be so easy that you just don't even think about it, or it has to be automated, where there's some way that I know you already did it. And so I have all these big aspirations to like integrate with third-party APIs that do that have interesting, useful data already available to you. And perhaps the cheapest integration I can think of is like the Evernote approach, where you can forward your emails to my service, and then I can read your email and make sense of what it is. Like, oh, this is a, tire rotation alert from, from Discount Tires. And so it's like, okay, I'm going to just put that in the app. There's nothing you have to do. But that's going to take time, and there may be some ideas I have that don't really play out very easily in code. Or they're expensive, right? They take a lot of time to maintain, or they just don't quite work the way that I expect them to. But the dark mode is close. I have the picker. I have a general idea of how to finish that task. And then my Tailwind theming is going to work just fine as soon as I get this light and dark mode thing set up. But the third major piece of the work that I need to do this week is allow you to track events. It's right now, that's what I'm calling it. So every area has an activity and every activity has an event. So sort of calendar-based thinking where like I have registered my car on this day and on this day and on this day, and I've gotten an oil change on these days. And so as you use the app more, you'll be able to just literally track, hey, I did this thing on this day. And the bigger goal would be to actually put this either in your calendar or display your calendar in this app. I don't know yet which one is going to be which one's going to be easier. So anyway, I'm having a good time. I hope that you guys enjoyed the last couple of hours, those that jumped around, and some people came in and out. So I really appreciate your time. Let's go to a little camera mode. So thank you. I'm closing the stream for now. You can find me on Twitch if you want. If you're not already subscribed on YouTube, that's where you're going to see me the most. I tweet a lot, so if you want to find me on Twitter as well. All of these things can be found, I believe, on the YouTube page itself. There's links to my Twitter and my Twitch and all of that. If not, you can just find me at Josh Medeski everywhere. So I hope you guys liked watching me code for the last couple of hours. It was fun. And I got some chill vibes from someone. Memento, I don't know if you're still on, man, but yeah, so this was fun just to chill and hang out. And I don't have a reoccurring schedule yet. So if you want to do private lessons or you want to kind of expect the next time I'm going to do this, reach out to me and I'll make a stronger effort at sort of making this more predictable. But in the meantime, everybody have a good day, night, wherever you are.